Welcome to the ASCLD Forensic Research Committee and You, a collaboration worth investigating, part of the Fall 2022 webinar series sponsored by NIST. Your speaker today is Henry Maynard, the Chief Scientist within the Office of the Chief Scientist at the Defense Forensic Science Center in Forest Park, Georgia. Prior to this role, he was a forensic practitioner in a private lab and supported practitioners through both the research and development and the forensic science training efforts for the Office of Investigative and Forensic Science within the National Institute of Justice. Henry continues to be extremely active in the forensic community, maintaining memberships in a variety of organizations, including his roles as a board member on the ASCLD Board of Directors and our very own CSAFE Strategic Advisory Board. Henry, take it away.
All right, good afternoon. Thank you for calling in. Today, I want to talk about the bright future of forensic science and the ASCLD FRC initiatives that can help us get there. Before jumping into the presentation, I have to clarify that this presentation contains my own thoughts and opinions, and it doesn't reflect that of the Defense Forensic Science Center, the United States Army Criminal Investigation Division, or the United States Army overall. This is not affiliated with my government position at all. In fact, everything I do with ASCLD, I volunteer my own personal time to do so. So today I won't be speaking to you as the Chief Scientist of the Defense Forensic Science Center, but instead as the Chair of the Forensic Research Committee within ASCLD. Back in February 2017, I received a phone call from the ASCLD president letting me know they were looking to reboot the Forensic Research Committee and seeing if I'd be willing to serve as the chair. Now, the Forensic Research Committee had a lot of past success. There were some strong collaborations. They identified the research needs for the community, which ultimately led to the funding of the Ames Lab Firearms Examiner Error Rate Study. But if we go back in time, we can also see that it was a pretty busy time for forensics since the 2009 NAS report, then the interagency working groups with the White House, then the National Commission on Forensic Science, and later on the PCAST report. So the president explained to me that the FRC cooled off a little bit, probably because there was other important initiatives that were taking place during that time, but he wanted to reboot the FRC. And he asked me if I would be willing to serve in that role. So that night I went home, I went on the website, and there was nothing. So for a moment, I was taken back. I was just thinking, what did I get myself involved with? And then I remembered, this was the American Society of Crime Lab Directors. This is a dedicated group of crime laboratory directors and forensic science managers who are committed to providing excellence in forensic science through leadership and innovation. And it dawned on me how this was truly an amazing opportunity to contribute in a significant way to the forensic science community. There's this great Greek proverb that I love that says, "A society grows great when people plant trees in whose shade they shall never sit." Wow, what a powerful statement. It reminds us that we need to do the work now to tee up future generations for even greater success. So this opportunity, when it dawned on me, it really just lit a fire inside of me. You know, I started thinking of ways that we can advance forensic science research and research partnerships. So in the next couple of days, I thought about the needs of the forensic science community and how research and research partnerships could better support the entire community overall. And I formulated a vision for what the FRC could do. I made this slide representing what the FRC website would look like, what initiatives we would tackle, and I presented this to the president, who fully supported the concept. So fast forward. In that first year, we reestablished the ASCLD research goals and launched the Laboratories and Educators Alliance program to help further collaborations between forensic scientists in the lab and researchers at universities. After completing all the initial ideas from the first vision of what FRC could do, we expanded it further by starting even more initiatives to further support research within the forensic science community. Now, none of this could be done by just one person. This took a committee of dedicated professionals who sacrificed great amounts of time to build all these initiatives. Over the years, many folks have contributed to the FRC's mission. And while I don't have enough time or even space on the screen to show everybody, I'd like to take the opportunity to highlight the current committee members who are working hard to advance forensic science research. If you know these individuals, please reach out, say thanks, or even feel free to email any ideas you may have about future FRC initiatives. Of course, the title of this presentation is the ASCLD Forensic Research Committee and You, a collaboration worth investigating. But why is that? The reality of the situation is that the ASCLD FRC can build an endless amount of tools to support research. But if you aren't aware of these tools and aren't contributing, then what have we really accomplished? If we take a moment to review the participants in this meeting, and even beyond this room, I'm humbled by the talent that's in forensic science. There's people that I deeply admire and respect for their great contributions to the field, the thought leaders that are working to further forensics through strategic initiatives, leadership training and education, and the researchers who are conducting critically important research, which helps us develop new and improved forensic capabilities to support criminal justice. The goal of my presentation today is to highlight the many initiatives of the Forensic Research Committee to both promote awareness and encourage your participation, because each person listening to this webinar has the opportunity to collaborate and contribute to the future of forensic science. The strategic goals of the Forensic Research Committee are to advance forensic science, support the development of future forensic capabilities, further cultivate forensic science research partnerships, promote information sharing throughout the forensic science research community, identify and prioritize the research, development, testing, and evaluation needs of the forensic science community. Like I mentioned before, we can't accomplish this without you and your engagement. So to play to our audience, we've listed each ASCLD FRC initiative with the activity or support you may actually need. So if you're interested in finding a collaboration with a lab or university, you should probably check out the LEAP map. If you want to learn about recent advancements in forensic science, maybe browse through the executive research summaries. If you want to learn about new and relevant topics in forensic science, including emerging research, check out the lightning talks. All of these initiatives are listed on the ASCLD FRC webpage. And just to make it easy, I've added the link on the bottom for majority of the slides. So you can go there, browse, see anything you want. We'll start with the Laboratories and Educators Alliance program, or LEAP for short. The goal of LEAP is to facilitate collaborative research between academia and forensic science laboratories. This joint effort between the American Society of Crime Lab Directors and the Council of Forensic Science Educators identifies forensic science needs and provides a platform for laboratories, researchers, and students to seek research partnerships and internship opportunities. You may be thinking, how does this help me? Well, if you're a researcher, maybe you're looking for a lab partner or a lab to partner with. If you're a practitioner, maybe you're looking for assistance with a research project or an evaluation or validation even. And if you're a student, maybe you're trying to find that next internship so you can transition to the workforce. LEAP is a great platform to identify these potential partners and these opportunities. Sometimes without a full presentation, it's hard to explain what something really is, how it works, what the benefits to each party may be. So I actually made a quick explainer video, which is on the FRC website, to help highlight that. While LEAP is a great way to build research partnerships, it can also be a platform for more comprehensive collaborations as well. The Kansas Bureau of Investigation and Washburn University have formed a very successful collaboration. There are shared areas to work together where researchers, students, and forensic scientists collaborate on research projects, evaluations, and even validations. There's a great video on the website that highlights this successful partnership, as it provides a model for other organizations that may be interested in pursuing a partnership between a lab and a university. So here we have our LEAP map. So when folks email me the LEAP form, whether it's a crime lab or a university, I populate the information into the ZMAP platform, and that allows the individual to be identified on the map. So here we can see that this network of potential research partners continues to grow. We can see this is the largest forensic science research network that I know of. It has 113 partners, 81 universities, 32 forensic science labs. LEAP is currently in 41 states, and it's also in 4 countries. If you're a researcher, or if you're working inside of a laboratory and you're not on the LEAP map, you may be missing out on potential collaborations that could be very important and beneficial to your organization. So you should consider signing up today. If you click on any of the icons, you can find more information about the individual, the laboratory, the university. You know, maybe you're a university researcher looking for a partner in Kentucky. So I check out the area, click on one of the forensic science labs, and here we can see Jeremy Triplett with the Kentucky State Police. So by looking at this, I have his contact information, a phone number. I can read that his laboratory is willing to host an intern in specific disciplines. So for the students, that's an opportunity to reach out to inquire about employment opportunities or internship opportunities. If you're a university or even another lab, you can also see that Jeremy's lab is interested in drug chemistry, molecular biology, trace evidence, firearms and tool marks, and toxicology. So there could be an area of research collaboration that lab is willing to support. I think the important thing here is we really want to drive folks towards the website. We want to drive folks towards signing up, because as LEAP grows, this research network grows, and the partnership opportunities grow as well. Now, our next initiative. If you're a researcher looking to support forensic science, but you're not sure where to best contribute, the Forensic Research Priorities List provides some ideas. This list serves as a guiding light to researchers who are interested in conducting forensic science research, but may need an idea to get them started. This is very helpful for prospective researchers from other scientific communities or first-time researchers. It helps identify key areas where impactful research would support the forensic science community and enhance laboratory operations. Now, if you've ever worked at a lab, chances are you've supported an evaluation or a validation in the past. I remember volunteering to do this at a lab and having to spend the time developing a testing protocol, conducting all the testing, writing up the results, to use the information to inform really only our lab about the robustness of a technology or method. Then later on, come to find out other labs did the exact same work. They invested the same amount of time, a large amount of time in these types of activities, and we weren't sharing information. With the limited resources in forensic science, how can we maximize our efforts? Well, we can start by centralizing evaluations and validations. So we created the validation and evaluation repository. The goal is to compile a list of validations and evaluations conducted by forensic labs and universities. The repository will catalog these efforts and provide the contact information of the people responsible for the work, or even a full validation or evaluation report with all the data. It's ASCLD's hope that this listing will foster communication and reduce unnecessary repetition of validations and evaluations to benefit the forensic science community. So far to date, we have 33 evaluations and validations within this repository. It's public facing, so you can go there, you can check it out. If you find a validation or an evaluation that you'd like more information about, you can simply contact the POC, or you can actually download a full report if it's included. If you're interested in submitting an evaluation or validation, please go to the website. It's very easy. You can just send an email and we will populate that, and then it'll be posted. Now, how does the FRC support the busy lab executive that's being pulled in 50 directions and has extremely limited time to read publications to better understand technology advancements? Well, the FRC has initiated the publication of brief executive summaries of recent literature within the forensic sciences. The executive summaries are usually about 3 to 5 pages in length. They're written by ASCLD members, and they're meant to provide a brief overview of the most noteworthy publications and trends in the literature within the last 3 years. These are almost a summarized version of the Interpol reports that kind of provide highlights for the last 3 years. A new edition of that should be coming out in the near future. But it's a great way for a busy executive to kind of look through it, figure out what's taking place to inform future decisions for method development, instrument procurement, or even in-house R&D. How does the FRC share information about new and emerging research areas in forensic science? Through lightning talks. Lightning talks are brief presentations to share opinions, spark ideas, highlight research, and convey information. Traditionally, for the lightning talks, we'll have 3 speakers providing a lightning presentation around 7 minutes or so to share information or spark ideas to the community. After that, we have a question and answer discussion session. This slide here, we can see some of the speakers and some of the topics from our 3rd lightning talk, which discussed error rates in forensic science. Now, in case you weren't able to make that meeting, all of these past forensic science topics, these lightning talk topics, are actually posted on YouTube. You can see them. So if you're interested in the future of genetic genealogy, or cognitive bias in forensic science, algorithms and AI in forensics, drone forensics, any and all these topics, we have the webinars that are recorded and they're available on the YouTube page. You can access that through the ASCLD FRC website. Now, I always loved the concept of lightning talks, but what did others think? Was lightning talks all thunder and no flash? At the live lightning talk sessions, we've had over 1,000 participants calling in. Participants from 47 US states. If you know anyone from South Dakota, Oklahoma, and Mississippi, do me a favor and let them know about these series so we can complete the US map. Beyond the US border, we've had participants from more than 30 countries, featuring speakers from 12 different countries. Going back to the YouTube, so far, I believe our current total is about up to 1,300 views online. So I think this has actually been very beneficial and it's shared a lot of information. There's a lot of interest in the field for this. And you may ask yourself, well, how does the FRC recognize research success? Well, we've actually started awards to do that. We created the Innovation Award to recognize new technologies, protocols, or tools that impact operational forensic science labs. We launched the LEAP Award to recognize an outstanding partnership between a LEAP participating academic and operational forensic science laboratory. And we also launched the Evaluation and Validation Award to recognize and promote outstanding evaluations or validations that have been submitted to the FRC repository. So if you're interested, we're currently accepting nominations for the 2023 FRC Awards. The submission deadline is January 20th, 2023, and winners will be announced at the ASCLD Symposium. Here we see Amber Burns from Maryland State Police Forensic Science Division receiving the Innovation Award for her work on developing a method to detect fentanyl and other novel psychoactive substances that could be located on the outside of drug packaging material and thus be a threat to the safety of law enforcement and forensic scientists. For her contribution, she was awarded the first FRC Innovation Award, and she's featured on the FRC webpage. So we want to promote research. We want to highlight the importance of it, and we want to recognize the parties that are engaged in it, because it's really great work that they're doing. What about researchers that need help, or even participants on a study? Or maybe practitioners looking for ways to support research, or seeking research-related professional development opportunities? Well, we've created a tool for that too. Here we have the FRC Collaboration Hub. And when we look at this, we can see there's a site for the researchers and a site for the practitioners. So for the researchers, they would click on, the project form, and here we'll see that this is basic information that a researcher would fill in about the project and what support they're looking for. Now, the forensic practitioners, the forensic scientist, may check the repository, and they may find different projects that are available. Once posted, they could look through this repository and see, is this a project I want to support? They'll look at the relevant information. Here's the study dates, the specific action that's requested to participate, the amount of time required it may be. From this, they can review all the information, make a determination if they're interested and they're able to support. And we're bridging and making more connections for forensic scientists and researchers to work together and to further research collaborations for the community. So within this repository, so far there's been 12 submissions. And here we can actually see the list of currently open research projects that are seeking practitioner support today. Our most recent submission was the assessment of forensic footwear impression quality by human raters, a research project being led by Dr. Jacqueline Spear at West Virginia University. Another project, triaging crime scene items, involving a collaboration of researchers from Yale University and the University College London. The aim of this study is to explore factors that may play a role in decision-making of triaging items collected from crime scenes. Another project, handwriting evaluation. This one's with Dr. Alicia Caricuri from Iowa State University. The overall goal of this project is to develop tools to aid handwriting and document examiners in their evaluations. Another one on the lower part, characterization of footwear in local populations from the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. This project will develop scanning equipment, which will be used to capture footwear class characteristics. So here we can see all of these research opportunities available today for practitioners to support. And if anyone wants to contribute, go to the website, check it out, see if you can support it. You'll notice that from the blind proficiency testing all the way to the bottom, those are currently available CSAFE research projects that are taking place. So the CSAFE researchers would be a great resource to answer any questions specific to that, but all the information as well is on the website for those that are interested. You may ask, what's available for groups that want to partner, but may not know how to form a partnership, or what information you should really consider while forming a partnership? Well, good news. We've actually created the Research Partnership Consideration List. It's a document that helps you identify key elements that should be discussed and considered when forming a collaborative research partnership. We'll cover, a memorandum of understanding, general scope, funding, POCs, data rights, data ownership, all of these things. The more clarity you provide up front, the more the partnership will work successfully because you're meeting both partners' needs. And therefore, by doing so, that partnership will be successful in the long term, which will lead to other partnership opportunities and other research projects. So this helps ensure clarity of understanding from all parties in case you're not familiar with research partnerships or if you're trying to start one for the first time. Now, personally, I'd love for the ASCLD FRC webpage to be the one-stop shop for all things related to forensic science research. So we want to include relevant information for forensic scientists, researchers, and students. To help share information, we've created this list of research-related webinars, which can help folks understand current research projects or recent advancements in forensic science. Now, at this point, you may be thinking to yourself, wow, there's a lot of stuff going on with the Forensic Research Committee. How can I stay informed? Well, good news. We've created the Forensic Research Committee Bulletin. It's a way to share information, highlight recent submissions. If somebody adds new projects to the FRC Collaboration Hub, a new evaluation or validation, or even new members on LEAP, we can highlight that within this document and share that information with the community. And again, all of these can be found on the FRC webpage. Now, of course, there's a lot we covered. And so it's hard to get buy-in for everything where we have all these different things. So we have to advertise it pretty routinely. We have to keep people informed about what's taking place. So we actually created an ASCLD FRC flyer as well. It's a quick reference where everything inside there's embedded hyperlinks. So we can distribute that. We've distributed already to different groups. We invite you to download it or get a copy of it, post it at your workplace, email it to your network, email it to your colleagues. Help us push out the information about these opportunities, because more and more as we work together, we're going to have a better, bigger, and a brighter future. I hope that through this presentation, you've gained a better understanding of all the FRC initiatives, and you're inspired to contribute to these initiatives by signing up for LEAP, by posting your research on the FRC Collaboration Hub, or submitting your validation or evaluation report to the FRC's repository. Please join us and help advance research and promote research collaborations. Together, we can build an amazing future for the forensic science community. Thank you for your time and attention. I'd be happy to take any questions. And if you have any ideas, feel free to send me an email. The email address is below. We always love hearing from people and the new ideas they have. Any questions, anybody?
Henry, I appreciate it. I'm going to give some folks just a minute to throw questions in if they have them. One question I have is, let's assume you have a very motivated practitioner who may be new to the organization, new to the lab, but still would like to get involved and sees the benefit in getting the entire lab involved. Do you have any recommendations for them in terms of approaching leadership or administration and getting some buy-in?
Absolutely, great question. So on the website, we've actually tried to showcase the benefits of all these things. So I would almost advise the person to go to the website or even talk to any of the committee members. It would be very simple to showcase, for each of the initiatives. If you're talking about LEAP, hey boss, I'd like to put us on the LEAP map. I think that would raise the profile of our organization. I think that would allow people to reach out to us. It could be a mechanism by which interns come into the lab as well, or we work on research partnerships externally. This could be a feeder mechanism which helps with recruitment purposes. Or, even the research projects, maybe you want to participate on this research project through the FRC Collaboration Hub. Hey boss, this is a great way to get exposure to research-related professional development opportunities. I understand, maybe the budget for training is tight this year, but maybe we can grow and develop our people in this other way by participating in these research projects and getting that exposure more and more. So depending on which opportunity to take advantage of, I think there's many ways it could be sold to leadership. Because it also is it's allowing individuals at the bench level to take part in this, which is a huge morale boost. The more buy-in we get, the more that next generation of forensic scientists says, yeah, I want to be part of building that. I think that's a win for the individual and also for their organization.
Henry, is it safe to say folks are free to contact you with all of these questions and this email address is the easiest?
Absolutely. Feel free to send me an email on anything, questions, comments, concerns, ideas, thoughts, information sharing, anything and everything. Feel free to reach out.
Great. Michaela asks, how often do you try to put out lightning talks?
Great question. So when we launched this, we actually, we started with the idea of doing it monthly. There's been a couple times where we weren't able to, but pretty much consistently each month we deliver a new lightning talk. In case you haven't seen it as well, if you connect on to ASCLD's social media via LinkedIn or Facebook, or I think even Twitter, the announcements for the lightning talks are sent out. So for all of the, for each and every lightning talk, we advertise it externally. And I should probably mention this as well, for all of the research projects, or even the validations or evaluations, or the research projects in the FRC Collaboration Hub, we help with outreach efforts to promote that. So it goes beyond just on a website. It actually is sent out to the ASCLD membership and the greater forensic science community to help promote awareness of those events and opportunities.
Henry, I want to thank you for really sharing what we at CSAFE consider a very valuable resource. We have a number of research opportunities that we've added to that collaboration hub and are benefiting from that. So, we really appreciate that, and we think it's a great opportunity for both educators and practitioners to be in touch nonstop. I think that's the best way to make sure that the research that's being done, the education that's being provided is actually impactful for the field. So thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing your wisdom. To all of you who have joined us, I appreciate you joining as well. Thank you all for joining us. We hope you have a great day.